The Dauntless. The door to the rank-smelling factory opens and Barnabas is glad for the fresh air. "Private Stream with a delivery, sir." "Private Stream, you're a little far from home," Brandon says, returning the salute after standing up. "Sir, I requested permission to increase my range, sir. I have a delivery for you, sir," Private Stream announces as the door to the office opens. Linda and the Angla manager of this factory look out as Private Stream walks up to Brandon and holds up a briefcase to him. "What's going on?" Linda asks. "Just the delivery of some additional munitions just in case, as well as a few things to help with the investigation. If I was better trained, I would have thought of these things sooner, but that's why I've got a few hours of studying after today's investigations. Actually, sir, it's been requested that you field test these munitions should you find yourself in danger. This is one of our first forays into full axiom-based weaponry," Private Stream says, opening up his briefcase and holding it up for everyone to see. Inside is a brass and silver gun with a massive barrel, a large clamshell case, and a double holster for both in fetching leather. The Undaunted symbol is on both the case and the holster. "Is that an entirely Kutha-built weapon?" the Angla asks in shock, her head antenna glowing red in fear. "No, it's alloyed with titanium for strength, but Kutha is a major component of its construction." Private Stream answers. "Looks like a single-barreled weapon, rear-loaded with numerous locks in place for reinforcement," Barnabas says, pulling it out and adjusting it. He opens the main chamber and very carefully does not react when he spots a small package inside. So it's one of those games. He's not good at those games. He reseals the chamber before drawing any attention to it and makes a point of examining the intricate markings around the gun. "Walk me through it. What is its name and function?" "This is the Mark I Initiator, also known as the single-shot caster gun, a purely tactical weapon. There's no rapid or automatic fire here. Each shot is precious." Private Stream begins as Barnabas tucks the gun under his arm and pulls out the holster. It clips into his belt and also wraps around his thigh to put the device in a quick draw position, likely because they know he uses shoulder holsters for his regular guns. So those areas are occupied. He holsters his new toy and pulls out the clamshell case. Private Stream closes the briefcase and sets it to the side as Barnabas opens the clamshell. There are 18 shots total separated by color. "All right, interesting. Variable tactical ammunition is always a fun toy. What am I looking at?" "Excuse me," Linda says, tapping him on the shoulder, and he snaps the case shut and takes a big step away from everyone and turning away. She guides him another big step away and throws her arm around his neck to hide what she's about to say. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" "A few things," he answers by reflex. "Don't do that now. Just answer the question." She hisses in response, providing a distraction, unbalancing your interrogation target and offering intimidation without actually threatening anyone. Distraction for whom? "This place is suspicious as hell. We need to understand things, so I'm putting them off balance and drawing all the attention to give you time to look at some things without someone hovering on you at all moments," he says, pointedly not bringing up the fact that as they speak, a silent is straight up casing the place. "You watch too many movies," she chides him. "You don't need a song and dance during investigations, but you've already started, so may as well finish it." "Aw, thanks," he says before giving her a kiss on the cheek, and she takes a hurried step away before wiping it off. None of that. She snaps at him all business and she all but prowls back to the office. The Angla does not follow as she's staring at either Barnabas or Private Stream in turn. Barnabas grins as he brings out the clamshell case from the internal pocket he had tucked it into. He opens it up, revealing that the side on his left has 3 black shells on the topmost row, pale blue just below and dark blue under that. Opposite the top shells are all white, followed by bright red and then deep brown under that. "So you want a guide?" Private Stream asks. "I do," Barnabas says, and then quirks an eyebrow when Private Stream pulls out a piece of paper and clears his throat. "First and foremost, be extremely cautious with the black shells. All shells are color-coded, and black-coded shells are extremely lethal and prone to massive collateral damage. The 3 in this case are the 3 currently available. The markings upon them indicate what their capacities are. Pale blue are similar, but rather than highly lethal, they invoke cryogenic effects. Ice to know." "Please don't." Private Stream asks him plaintively. "Sorry, what's the dark blue?" Dark blue shells are raw energy bursts on the blue spectrum. Each of those 3 shells can easily punch through most buildings. Think of it like a plasma release on a level that you'd normally need a cruiser for, Private Stream says, and Barnabas lets out a high and piercing whistle in appreciation. "Can I see that paper?" Barnabas asks, and Private Stream hands the guide over. The black shells have a full paragraph of warnings in front of each of them. Each one has abbreviation markings on them in white: EH, Florida, and CS, or rather Event Horizon, Flatline, and Cruel Shot. Event Horizon creates a black hole that lasts a single second. Flatline twists the space around it so that everything is pulled into a place only a millimeter wide before the effect wears off and everything is suddenly crunched together. Finally, Cruel Shot is just a big blast of null, which if he fired into traffic would end up with hundreds if not thousands of deaths. All 3 of them hit wide areas and can kill in huge quantities. The light blues are more than just ice. They create massive glaciers where they hit, glaciers as strong as steel, lethal if caught in it, but the real prize is battlefield control. He can cut off entire avenues of reinforcement and retreat. Dark blue is what Stream said it was. Basically a blue-hued blast of accelerated plasma and energy. Unless something has some powerful shields, it's going to die when hit with that. It might even overload his brand's ability to resist that nonsense. White launches ball lighting calibrated to be non-lethal. It's a bitch of a long-range taser that will drop everyone and make them wish it was lethal, but isn't. Apparently, a lot of research went into making it so the Axiom construct cannot kill, but also cannot be resisted. A non-lethal takedown in a single shot? Yes, please. Red is a thermal overload. Fire is the side effect, not the intended outcome. It's like hitting a large area with thermite for a few seconds to flash fry a place. If it doesn't kill a person, it's likely to destroy their weapons. Useful stuff. Finally, brown is a gravity pulse. Makes it so that everything falls away from where the shot hits for 5 seconds. Good way to smoke some people out of cover. He folds up the paper and tucks it into the clamshell before pocketing it all. Is it irrational for me to feel a crawling fear just holding these things close? Sir, considering that one of them is a black hole waiting to happen, I would be more concerned if you were comfortable, sir. A black hole, the Angler demands. What did you bring into my factory? Experimental equipment, ma'am. Our agent here has been attacked multiple times and we've decided he deserves the ability to defend himself. It's not the black hole that's making me uncomfortable, it's the flatliner. That thing is just disturbing the more I think about it, Barnabas says, and Private Stream considers by tapping his chin a few times before nodding in an exaggerated manner. It makes the Cruel Shot seem almost boring, sir. True, it's more a taste of home for humans, Barnabas notes. Wait, didn't you people come out of cruel space? The Angler manager asks in a horrified tone. Yes. Am I making you uncomfortable, ma'am? Barnabas asks, and she numbly nods. All right, excuse me a moment. He walks to the office and sees Linda settling back down in her chair after doing something she didn't want to be caught doing. She gives him a dirty look for interrupting. It only lasts a moment. I'm going to be waiting outside. Make sure to record the entire interview to help with the investigation, all right? I've been doing so as a matter of protocol. I don't need to be told how to do my job. Right. Well, I'm making our host uncomfortable, so I'm going to be by the car, he says with a slight wink, and she nods. Message sent. Walk with me, private stream. I can't be the only field tester. Have any other reports come back? Barnabas says as he turns around into the waiting room. Oh, there are some things you should know, sir. Private stream begins before suddenly stopping. He offers the manager a salute. Have a good day, ma'am. Yes, sorry for the scare. It wasn't deliberate. Barnabas smoothly lies and she just numbly nods. Good day. The door closes behind them and Barnabas looks down to see the impish grin on the face of Private Stream. Are they all that much fun? Some are even better, but also no. We have no substantial reports of Mark I initiators being used in the field. What are the Marks II and III going to look like? Double-barreled and working out how to make a wheel gun out of these for comparatively rapid fire, respectively. The problem with the Mark II is that the effects can run up against each other and the wheel gun variant gets really clumsy and heavy. The weapon needs to be very sturdy or things start shifting out of place. So it's single shot for now, Private Stream explains as they walk towards his car. Then the younger soldier stretches a bit and Barnabas follows where his fingers point and notices a window that's ever so slightly ajar compared to the others. Nai? Who's this? I saw him drive up a minute ago. He's a friend of yours? Vera asks. Private Stream reporting for duty, ma'am. He snaps off and Vera outright laughs at the sight. You salute any harder and you'll knock yourself clean over, she gushes between the laughs. Barnabas smiles at how easily the spy is twisting the wild woman around his fingers even as he brings out his new gun and opens the rear chamber. Now that he has more than a split second to see it and actually the room to pull it out and look through the plastic, he easily recognizes it. A tiny slab of Semtex, no bigger than his thumbnail in a pill bottle. What's that? Vera asks. Semtex, a tiny sample of it. You mentioned a sharp smell in the factory, right? Something unpleasant? Yeah, under the fish smell. I know this place processes the oil of that stuff for cooking and things, but that was nasty. Did it smell like this? Barnabas asks, opening the bottle and holding it out to her. She leans in, then recoils back. Yuck! That's it! That's the stuff! She confirms and Barnabas nods as he puts the cap back on and then pockets the sample. We know they bought some of the chemical taggant, but surely they would have used it by now. Or at least labeled the area it was being used in. Private Stream muses. Our Silent would have reported something by now if he found the stuff, Barnabas states, and Private Stream nods. Hopefully this is just a false alarm. As bad as the situation is, I prefer it being a single idiot and not industrial-scale stupid. If the Semtex was produced here, then we have the facilities here for industrial-scale quantities to be thrown around. We've had 2 bombs so far, and both of them were relatively small. Some idiot with bathtub Semtex is a lot easier to manage than an organization of the assholes. Afraid of being outnumbered? Vera mocks him. Afraid of my target getting away. The more targets, the more chance some asshole slips through my fingers and can become a problem in the future, Barnabas says before his communicator goes off with a text. Oh, shit. He notes as he reads about how a massive bomb was just disarmed. Excuse me. He marches up to the main office and all but rips the door off its hinges, opening it. The manager jumps in shock and then shivers back in terror as he glares at her. Ease up on the death glare, Linda scolds him. What's wrong? Why the fuck do you have kiloton of primed plastic explosives? If all that shit goes off, we're all dead so fast that you'd swear it hit FTL speeds, Barnabas demands, and the manager flinches back. What? What do you mean by? She begins and Barnabas pulls out the caster gun. She goes very, very still. Why is there a kiloton of high explosives in a fish oil factory? He demands as he begins drawing on the axiom to let them see exactly how pissed off he is.